Chicken nuggets with some hot sauce on them combos. What? Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, yo. Dead or Alive. Oh my god, let's go. Dead or Alive 7, bro. Quick new video. That new Dead or Alive 7, that teaser. Hey, that's what we need right there. A resurgence of the 3D fighting game genre. I'm happy for it. I'm happy Dead or Alive is returning. Not only Dead or Alive 6 last round, but Dead or Alive 7 is in the works, is in development. I was hyped watching the state of play, reacting to it just as much as y'all, and I'm happy for it. But yeah, there is some things that we need to talk about that's going on, especially with this game, you know. Koei Tecmo, you know, they announced it, you know what I'm saying, and about Dead or Alive 7 being in the works. There's a lot of people that have concerns about the game and how it's gonna be, but in due time, we're gonna just have to see. It's gonna be a long time from now, maybe in the next Tokyo Game Show that's coming out, you know, this September. How the game is going to be, or they're going to censor anything and all that, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I think they're just going to go all out. They're not going to care anymore. They're going to go all out on this game on Dead or Alive 7, putting the beautiful ladies in the game with risque, you know, costumes, outfits, and what have you. During the time of Dead or Alive 6, that was all censored because of what's going on in politics and the Me Too movement. It has a lot to do with it because, you know, even though I can't stand politics, it can override everything that's going on in the world, including entertainment, music, video games, what have you, you know, which is soft power. Now that's pretty much, as the years goes by, you know, especially men going their own way, and there's movements like the Manosphere and, you know, Red Pill and Passport Bros, and which is prevalent now. I feel that, you know, guys that are in the development when it comes down to games, as of late, has toned down the censorship, and they're just gonna probably just go crazy. Maybe just bring it, you know, in the middle where it's not too safe or too risque. So that is, you know, my thing when it comes down to Dead or Alive 7. You know, then again, we don't know. We just saw a teaser. We saw Kazumi's cleavage and Ryu Hayabusa in his Ninja Gaiden 4 outfit, which I feel like the game is going to take place, you know, with that whole cyber Neo Tokyo City that we saw in Ninja Gaiden 4. Usually when it comes down to Koei Tecmo coming out with a Ninja Gaiden game, Dead or Alive comes after that, or before that, or vice versa, you know. I didn't think they was going to show it this soon, you know, in the beginning of the year still, of 2026. And, you know, I like to say, you know, to the DOA community, worry about how it's going to be. The content, the gameplay, especially the gameplay, the presentation. Stop talking about rollback and crossplay. That's gonna come in later. If it ain't gonna come in right away, that's gonna probably come in later. They're more probably gonna be focused on how the game is as a whole, and they're gonna make sure that it's gonna be all right. They're doing this for Itagaki. They gotta bring it home. They have to bring it home. So I don't have any problem with y'all being concerned, being cautiously optimistic about this game coming out. I have no problem with that. You right to feel this way because of what I explained before, of what happened of Dead or Alive 6. A lot of layers of things are happening, and you know, the FGC, who shuns on the DOA series as a whole, talking about core values, and they don't want it to be played in tournaments like that. You know what I'm saying? And that plays a big part as well. And the people that were hot in these fighting game content creation space, which I tore a new one in this past Wednesday on a particular person, which I'm not going to mention. If you watch my stream, you already know that he and others were the main ones that were shunning Dead or Alive and telling people not to play it. Well, this time, people are getting Dead or Alive, and you should get it. You should try it out. If you haven't tried it out, there are some people that I read in the comments reacting to Dead or Alive didn't even know there was a Dead or Alive 6 or 5, because they stopped playing Dead or Alive since Dead or Alive 4 on the Xbox 360. So you got players like that, that casual gamers like, oh, I remember that game, you know, from the Sega Dreamcast, you know what I'm saying? I remember playing DOA 2 and DOA 3 on the Xbox. I didn't know they coming out with a 7th one. So I was seeing stuff like that, man. I was seeing stuff that, you know, people are still hating on the game, trying to shun it, like I was saying earlier, and, you know, they need to stop. Y'all, the freaking DOA community need to gatekeep and to put people in check that's trying to, like, you know, not have this game to thrive, you know. And I have no problem. I mean, Emery Reigns, he, you know, shout outs to him. I know he was happy, and because he's been very passionate about DOA more than anybody that I know that's in the scene. And you have to give him props for him not giving up, because he eats and sleeps and shits talking about DOA, okay? And it finally came true that we're not only getting Dead or Alive 6 last round edition, but we're also getting Dead or Alive 7. And I'm happy for it. And I play the game. I'm mostly a attacking player, but I have been playing Dead or Alive quietly. I never took it competitively. But the times when it comes down to 3D fighting games, I would say Tekken number 1, Dead or Alive number 2. No, Tekken number 1, Bloody War number 2. Now, if Konami would have mentioned a new Bloody War at the State of Play, I probably would have had a heart attack. The Dead or Alive series, and then the Virtua Fighter series, in that order of the amount of time I spend playing those 3D fighting games. Always liked the DOA. Been hooked on it since Dead or Alive 2 on the Sega Dreamcast myself. I liked how the series it was going until 4. I liked 5. I didn't really like 6 that much. I didn't really like the stages in Dead or Alive 6 that much. But yeah, I'm gonna try out last round. But all I'm saying is, back to the main vocal point of it. Challenge the developers that's making this game with your wallet. Challenge them, and for it to not to go unnoticed, of what you want the game to be the best thing it can be. You know? Do that. It's okay to be concerned after all went down in the past regarding to your favorite fighting game franchise. Now we're going to talk about the haters. That's what we're going to do. Now we're going to talk about the people that was hating on that teaser, or hating on Dead or Alive in general. You know, always have hope and always support your games that, you know, you want to play. You know, and for the people that are new or that's hating on the game because it has pretty girls, risque clothing, you know, sexy clothing, you know what I'm saying, and you don't like that, are you down low or something? Like, is that what you're telling me? Oh, so what you're saying is, since you hate on Dead or Alive female characters, you can't get those type of girls in real life, so that's why you hate on them. Is that what that is? That's why you hate on Dead or Alive, because you can't get girls that look like that, so you don't want it in the games. You don't want it in the fighting games or any other game at all of hot women kicking ass. I think that's that's the case. I think that's what's the case, you know, because a lot of these Western FGC players, man, they're trash. They're trash. They're not persevering games, well, westernized gamers in general, they're ass. Y'all not persevering games at all. Y'all want to shit post and, you know, because it's the coolest thing to do and hate on everything and don't even play the game. Don't even try the game at all. So y'all hating on Dead or Alive is no surprise to me, because I be seeing what people are talking about, especially on social media. But for those that are glad and they're willing to support, or they're new, they're willing to try Dead or Alive, or they're going to try to get Dead or Alive today and play it, good for you, you know. Good for you. You know, we need, you know, players to try out different things, different fighting games, instead of the norm, or instead of what's popular. You might like it. If you don't, hey, move on to something else. Play something else. You know, some games are not meant for everybody. I also like to add, this game right here came out only in Japan. I got this from Japan. Now, if Dead or Alive 7 was to come out in a time exclusive manner in Japan, like, I wouldn't even be mad at Koei Tecmo. To be honest, I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? Because I would say that Japan would show more love for that game more than westernized, you know, players, you know, even though there's a small bit of us that really enjoys DOA, like myself, you know, that Japan will enjoy more. So don't be surprised if it comes down to the case where they'll prioritize more on the Japanese audience than the outside of Japan audience. So don't be surprised. I'm just letting you know right now. But yeah, let's have a discussion about this in the comment section down below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I do a variety of videos here, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.